So, y'all, I wanted to go live, really and truly, but I'm in a bad area right now. It wouldn't carry the connection because I would have to do that shit from my phone. It wouldn't carry it. So, I had to do a video instead. I didn't feel like waiting to talk about it. Polight and the criminal charges he's facing. I've been watching shit about it. Of course, I checked out the source with Tasha K. Understand, I'm not a Tasha K person. I don't watch her channel. But apparently she has been pulling up the receipts on Polight. She was calling him Pedialyte. And as she's laying out the case and she's reading this from, she has a source within the department. According to her, he done went and molested the 14-year-old daughter of one of his women. One of the women he was in a relationship with. They've been in a relationship for a year. And according to what she read off, again, this is all alleged, he has drugged a little girl and got head from the little girl while she was passed out. Now, that's not every single detail of the story. If you want every single detail, you gotta go see Tasha K about it, or somebody that's gonna sit here and read the whole police report. I want to deal with the allegations, the things that I've been seeing said about the allegations, and the climate that we're in. So when I saw this shit initially, I said, oh shit. I had heard somebody had said he was into young girls at one point. I just had forgot who it was. I said, okay. That done got his motherfucking ass. The shit must have been true. What was said before. And I see these allegations, and I watch Tasha K lay the case out, and and the thing I didn't even like about the shit she was doing is she made it like it's, any nigga that's woke or calling himself woke, or the so-called conscious community, we kind of get all thrown in there. Even if you don't want to be thrown into that mix, you're still thrown into that mix regardless. Polight and them was over there with Sinetta and shit. I never rocked with the shit they was on anyway, but you would get thrown into that shit if you had pro-black talking points, if you were, telling the truth about racism, institutional racism, white supremacy, talking about the government. You kind of get thrown into, oh, you one of them conscious niggas, or you one of them woke niggas, or it's kind of like it's thrown into a big ass group. So I get thrown in here with everybody else, even though I was never on that side of this shit. I never understood the point of niggas debating, ancient history. I never fully got it. Some of the guys had, some good information and shit like that, just depending, but I was never the debate. Like, I didn't really get it. I saw a few of them, because this was first when I was, coming into this shit, and you looking for information and shit. So, after I saw a couple debates, I began to question as to why the fuck are these niggas really literally arguing different, I guess, spiritual systems, different religions, and after a while, it's like, okay, I get it. I see what's going on here. Y'all gonna be on here arguing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. But I had watched Polight over the years start bringing caves up on display, trying to pass it off as, some just African garb type shit. Like, we need everybody wearing our shit. We wear everybody else shit. We need everybody wearing our shit. We wear white folk shit. They should be able to wear our shit. Look at my cave hoe in African garb. They should be able to wear it too. And presented that. It was at that moment that even though I didn't follow him, even though ain't nobody see me posting him like, yeah, this motherfucker just spitting or nothing like that, none of that shit was happening. But at this point, I knew, like, oh, okay, he a coon. Like, it was just one of those situations for me. It was easy. Like, I didn't even really think twice about it. And I wasn't really into the beef and shit like that he would be involved in with some other guys on YouTube or in the conscious community. But Tasha K played a clip from one young pharaoh who a while back had apparently exposed him for dealing with, or played audio of somebody else saying something about him. The little girl, I think she was 16 at the time or some shit. He was fucking with her at one point. I mean, Tasha K was going in. Not only on him, but whoever called her an agent. Apparently, when she broke the shit, niggas ran up on her, within the so-called conscious community or within the pro-black community. Black folk was running up on her, calling her an agent. I don't know if you can call somebody a full-blown agent off of them just giving what the police have on file. I don't know if that's agent shit. Now, I've noticed that Tasha K does go after black folk, black men, when she's doing the exposing or the, bringing the truth to light or whatever. It's not really up against the system of white supremacy, racism, white supremacy, institutional or otherwise. I don't see her doing that, so I don't fully respect the shit. You know what I'm saying? And that may be some shit y'all don't feel, but that's how I feel about this shit. I don't fuck with that. I mean, there's other work to be done. But she gets on there and starts to going in on American black men. Because this is what happens. It becomes a woke nigga conversation. It becomes a conscious community conversation. This is why we must, as a team, denounce and show our disgust for this type of behavior. Point blank, plain and simple. You cannot be out here talking about how godly the black woman is. You got a cave hoe in African garb. You have previous accusations of you, being on some pedophilic shit. So, you don't even need to be in situations where this can even be insinuated at this point, because if you woke and learning and learning from your mistakes and doing this type of shit, this type of work that we're all supposed to be doing, you can't be in situations where you implicate yourself by not being able to resist whatever urge it is that you sick motherfuckers have that makes you not be able to hold yourself together in a society that does not function how your sick ass mind functions. We don't do that here. That's not what you do. That is shameful, disgusting, should be punishable by a motherfucking full-blown, gun squad, or castrate this motherfucker, or behead this motherfucker. Like, whatever you feel the need to do, bring the guillotine back. Doesn't matter. Bring quartering back. Tie this motherfucker's limbs up to some horses facing in different directions and just let them run amok. That's how we feel about this behavior. But what Tasha K did when she got on there on this second part of her, and it was earlier tonight actually, she got on there and made it like, well, you American black men, you conscious niggas. She was able to turn it into that, and that's what everybody gonna do with this shit. Not only do you have yo king of R&B over here facing trial starting this week, if I'm not mistaken. Quite ironic all this happening at the same time, but nonetheless, your king of R&B over here, one of your so-called conscious community niggas, and I would argue these motherfuckers are conscious community. That ain't us. You're not gonna lump me in with them, because I don't believe in conducting myself this way. I have daughters. And I know I would murder a motherfucker. Some of these motherfuckers, I don't even be seeing how they make it to trial. Polight would have been hit by now. It is what it is. Any motherfucker acting like this should be hit. Period. These are not the people that we're supposed to protect. These people have a fucking problem. They need to really be eradicated. These sick, twisted motherfuckers. But what you're going to have to do is look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing as a whole. Not even Polight. Because if he's guilty of what they're saying he did, which, I mean, I don't know how the fuck he gonna beat DNA, then fuck Polight. Fuck him. Fuck his life. I don't have any sympathy towards his life if he's responsible for this shit. But if you hear him talk, once the truth really comes out, he ain't even worried about it. He got a team on it, he ain't worried about what the fuck going on. I watched a video of his homeboy, Sinetta. Taz played that. Shout out to Taz Exclusives. He played the audio of Sinetta going ham some years back. I want to say it was 2018. Towards Polight, when him and Polight was beefing, because these conscious niggas, like I said, they like to argue a lot. They get into beefs and shit. They're not really above the fuckery or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they supposed to be, but that ain't what was going on. Right? So Sinetta and his mans and them, Pedialyte, they, get into a beef, and Sinetta exposes the fact that he knew where some girl was that was supposed to be missing, and Polight was acting like it was his daughter. Like, Sinetta sitting there like, motherfucker, I could expose you right now. You one of the grimiest niggas out here in the streets. You stay on some grime time. Robbing people. Swindling people. Called him Lil Dr. York. And we know what he was known for. But somehow over the course of the years, they became back cool. That's impressive. Somebody put out damning information like that, about you online. It's not true. You're not ever cool with him again. There's no way. So, I didn't have knowledge of this until Taz played that shit tonight. I ain't even know about it then. So I'm sitting here like, motherfucker, that shit must have been true. Because Polight would never be able to be cool with him. I heard the phone call that they had. Somebody played that shit. I think I'd seen that shit before I even watched the shit Tasha K did. Where they had a conversation where he called him up like, I'm on live. And he like, he answers the phone. What's up, King? I'm like, what's up, King? Like, and then after I seen Tash, I'm like, how the fuck are you what's up, King? And if this motherfucker was lying on you all them years ago, that's online, apparently, clearly, still to this day, Taz done found and played it. You said all that. If it was fake shit, not real shit, he was lying. Because the way Sonetta was describing it, well, it's my wife, cousin, sister. Like, motherfucker, I got direct ties to the shit. I know what the fuck you doing. Like, what? Sonetta, how do you ever get back cool with a motherfucker that would do some shit like that? And Polight, how the fuck are you getting back cool with a motherfucker if he lied on you? I got questions for everybody. That's a fist fight. Motherfucker call me a pedophile and ain't no goddamn pedophile. That's a goddamn fist fight. If they acting like they got receipts and everything, like motherfucker just saying it, cool. But a motherfucker talking about, well, I know the motherfucker that you... We cool again ever? No. And it's not true? No. It would have to be true. Like, woo, well, I'm glad we squashed that shit. For you had to go out there and really bring the receipts out like that. That's the only way. And I couple that with the coon shit he be on. But I'm watching society, same as they doing with R. Kelly, make the black man the face of all sexual degeneracy. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, now Polight. As far as the internet, I mean, national news ain't got on to Polight. And I don't know if they will or not, but they haven't as of now. And what's happening is black men are becoming, no matter what walk of life, you got Bill Cosby, y'all view him as, or viewed him as Cliff Huxtable and shit. So you got your good guy, black good dude. You got your R&B dude, your king of R&B, and you got a conscious nigga. So, this black man just sitting around acting like this. Then they reported on the news the other day about North Carolina lifting its legal marriage ages. As y'all know, I'm from North Carolina. I reported about child marriage rates in the United States of America. 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated. I reported on it a few years back. Because when I stumbled on the information, I was so appalled by the information, and I hadn't seen nobody deal with the information. I presented the information. Now, of course, people didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, people didn't care like that, Wasn't something that was going to be getting a whole lot of views. Like, who wants to give a fuck or hear about child marriage in America, right? I would have thought the same thing. Except I was looking at a story coming out of India about arranged marriages to little girls and grown men, and how they marry these men and they end up just being raped repeatedly. And this is their culture. They're fighting for the culture to change, not a single entity. There is no prison or jail for, the arranged marriage being to a young girl and her being raped repeatedly. And when I saw that, it pissed me the fuck off. That men would even think that that shit was okay. It pissed me off. And then I started doing research and found out that that shit happens a lot overseas. And then with me knowing that, I said, well, shit, we in the sea too. Let me check us out. And lo and motherfucking behold, what I found out is the caves were so infatuated with having sex with young girls that they made laws in an effort to keep up their appetites. That's the power that the white man controlling the government, that's the power that it has. Whatever type shit they into, they found a way throughout history, through laws and other forms of propaganda, but mainly they can back it up with laws to make their degeneracy okay. And their laws have to be changed. And y'all know sometimes you're looking around at some of these laws and you're like, what? That shit just now being changed? North Carolina is just now trying to add its age that you can be married to 16 from 14. And people was like, what the fuck? They over there getting down like that? Yeah. And not only North Carolina, many states are getting down like that. You can be younger than 16 or younger. You can be married legally in a lot of American states. Too many American states. Do the research for yourself. You don't have to believe me. Because when I saw it, it threw me off. Because I had understood that there's some sick motherfuckers out here that will rape kids and stuff like that. But motherfuckers so determined to marry than legally rape kids. Like, when you make it like that, it's top level shit. And that's what the caves did. They was the ones writing the motherfucking laws. That's what they was doing. To make this shit cool. But the white man is not the face of sexual degeneracy out here. They're making sure they're not the face. You're not seeing a whole lot of shit about what's going on with Weinstein like that. Because they're going to act like he was some type of single entity, acted alone, and, lone wolf, gone rogue. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. We don't do that here. What he doing, we don't do. But if you do any amount of research, you'll find out, oh yes, it's exactly what the fuck they do. It's what they've been doing. They ain't never stopped doing it. So they must continue to be the face of this degeneracy. I don't want us to lose track. Yes, hold Polight accountable and any other sick motherfucker out here taking advantage of not just little girls, but women, period. Rapist. Any type of rapist. They don't deserve to live amongst us on earth. Like there isn't nowhere that they should be sent or go. Other than the fuck up out of here. We're removing you from our society. As opposed to the countless times that this behavior gets swept under the rug, looked over, like clearly Sinetta did here. That's hoe shit, man. That's treasonous, bitch-made, coon-ass shit. Because you see what they trying to do to us. And even that won't stop you. You're going to still be the motherfucker that they expecting you to be on some degenerate shit. We're not talking about petty theft. This is degeneracy in the highest form. And now, this very degeneracy is going to be pushed over, and everybody that's woke, conscious, pro-black, hotep, whatever the fuck you call yourself, you got to carry this. We got to carry this. There can be no excuses made for this behavior. There can't be, anecdotes of how you knew a fast little girl when she was 14. It can't be that. That can't be the crux of it. That can't be your justification. This is predatory shit that's happening. When you're dealing with predatory behavior, it does not matter what the fuck the victim is doing. It doesn't matter. 14? It wouldn't have mattered if she threw her pussy at him. That's no motherfucking excuse. Now, according to what Tasha K said, she's a virgin still, so it was some oral shit going on. But it wouldn't matter if she begged to suck your dick. You damn near 40. 14. No. Hell no. Get the fuck out of here. So you must ostracize that behavior, because the same man, and this is not most American black men, the way Tasha was kind of spinning this shit and making it like we all just act like this. Nah. Fuck that. Nah, fuck that. My mind don't even drift into that place of where I would even consider doing some shit like that. And not even just because it's against the law. It's not the law that's keeping me in check. I'm not saying there are some motherfuckers out here like that. And you can tell some of them with the way they talk and carry on when these type of situations come up. You can tell, you know what I'm saying? The law not keeping me in check. It don't fit right in my soul for me to be engaging in sexual acts with a 14-year-old girl. The age of consent is 18. I don't feel right doing that, and it's okay legally. I don't even do that. It's not the laws that's keeping me in check. It's my soul. Some of these motherfuckers ain't got that. And it doesn't matter what walk of life they come from. There is no face. There is no look. These motherfuckers can have on suits, committing rapes. They can be dressed like they motherfucking homeless or be homeless, committing rapes. There ain't no look to this shit. And we understand that there are predatory black men within our community, all in all walks, regardless of socioeconomic class, regardless of area. There's some sick motherfuckers out here. But that ain't most of us. And I can't allow that. That's the part I can't allow. However y'all want to treat Polight, fine. I can't carry Polight. That's not my job to carry him. That's fine. However y'all want to treat R. Kelly for marrying Aaliyah when she was 15. That's fine. But there are laws in place that allows for that type of behavior. Who made those laws? That's who's the face of it. Gotta be. Can't be R. Kelly. R. Kelly can't be the guy that represents child marriage. That's all I'm saying. Bill Cosby cannot be the guy that represents date rape. And Polight cannot be the face of pedophilia. That's what I cannot allow. I can't. It's impossible for me to sit here and watch it happen. Not when I know. And that's not no, support for Polight at all. That's the black man's image that's being casted all across the world. That's the type of energy that makes it seem like it's worthy for us to just be killed. Because we don't got no soul. I cannot sit back and watch America convince the entire world that black men are the sexual deviants of the world, therefore soulless, therefore their lives don't matter. We can't let them do that, because then what they'll start doing is every time they murder one of us, they will start finding shit about them being on some molester rape shit, because then they know once we find that out, it's a wrap. We have not a piece and bit of anything you did to them. Fuck them. That's their karma, that you killed them, that you murdered them. So we have to be careful of the images that we allow to come out that we're connected to forever, that our entire culture is connected to. There's some sick motherfuckers out here. There are some way too many black women that were once black girls that were taken advantage of within our communities by people in their fucking families, no less. We're never able to talk about it. Still suffering from that trauma to this very motherfucking day. Because the motherfucker that did it was just accepted into the family. Nobody ostracized them, killed them, or nothing. They just there. With the image of somebody in your family raping you. And them threatening you to kill you if you say something. Or using manipulation to keep you quiet. They're not going to ever believe you. I'm going to tell them you came on to me. I'm going to tell them it's because of how you walk around the house in them little shorts. You made me do it. Manipulation. Sick. Y'all black people, make sure that your children, both your sons and your daughters. A lot of people forget about their sons. A lot of times, sons are left out here all alone. There are male predators that prey on our boys. There are female predators that prey on our boys. So we cannot leave them out. If we're going to have an open, honest conversation, which is what this should be. That's what should be happening. But we know, based on sensationalizing or, black man hate, it'll be used for those types of things when we should be having an open, honest conversation about this. There's some sick, soulless motherfuckers amongst us. And you need to make sure that your son and or daughter knows that they can come talk to you. They need to know that. You need to make sure that they know that. It doesn't matter what somebody threatens you with. It don't matter if they say they're going to kill you. I'll protect you. I will always protect you. And I don't ever want you keeping something like this inside to protect me. This is my job. You don't protect me. You don't try to keep me out of trouble. That's my job for you. So I don't give a fuck what type of manipulation, what type of threats that you hear. Nah, you come tell me. And you let them know you love them. That's what you do. If you haven't had that talk with your child, have it. Have it. I don't care if they're 18, 19. Have it. Some women get raped as women, as what we, dealing with what society views as a woman, and they can't even tell. They can't tell their parents. Make sure they know that they can tell you. Do not tell them about the body that you're going to catch when they do tell you. Okay? They're going to try to prevent you from catching that body because they don't want you in prison. So don't tell them about the body. Don't mention that. But you let them know. We cannot allow this behavior to slip in our communities. We can't. We're leaving our kids unguarded. And predators see that. They'll start circling. Isolating your child. Wanting to go do shit with them. Like, why the fuck you want to do something with my child without me there? And I understand when you're dealing with family members and stuff, sometimes there's a trust thing going on there. You trust them, they're your family. They would never, But some of these motherfuckers can front and be soulless as fuck. I see this situation growing into where it's just majority of black men. Almost like it's a rarity for a black man to have never had raped or molested a child. They're making it seem like it's something rare that happens amongst black men. If one of them makes it through their life without raping somebody, then, because they done said we was raping all the white women in the whole world. Every time we saw one of them, that's all we was thinking about, really. So it's been, rape has been tied to us pretty much the whole time. I mean, if we being real about it, it's been tied to us. Now it slid pedophilia over to us, and we can't let them do that. We can deal with it. We can talk about it. We must talk about it. And we must protect our children at all times, at all ages. I understand that even we saw this happen with the whole Dr. Dre thing, and I understand that we talking about a 38-year-old woman. I know people keep saying that, but man, to me, all that stuff that's still your child. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter if they're 14. You don't think they're grown then. It don't matter if they think they're grown when they're 18. It doesn't matter. You still protect them, and you let them know that that's the fuck you done dedicated your life to. Not only will they put themselves in better situations, but even if everything goes fucked up, and somebody do something to them, they know they can come tell you. I haven't heard that message. Now, I didn't watch a whole lot of people talking about Polight. I haven't watched a whole lot of it. But I know what I didn't hear and I didn't see. And that's us raising a generation of women with underlying trauma due to the fact that nobody protected them. Not their fathers, not their mothers, nobody. Not even the people they looked to for protection protected them. And those women grew up and they had kids of their own. And I do believe in, that trauma can be passed through the womb. I do believe that. Now that may sound crazy to people, but I mean, they connected to your umbilical cord for 9 months. Like, they're connected to you. I feel like every bit of trauma runs through our children. Especially through the mom. We got to do better by our kids. We have to be more vigilant. We have to have difficult conversations. That way, a motherfucker can't roll up on your child. They can't roll up. And you just trust him. Now, he in a situation where, based on my understanding, it's one of his girlfriends. You see stories of, black men in positions with black women and their children are being molested, touched. The boyfriend and did something. I mean, even full-blown murder some of these kids. But how the fuck do you forgive yourself for that? For letting the outsider in and this motherfucker act like that. Can you imagine that? Trusting a motherfucker and they do something to your damn kid. On purpose. Like, because accidental shit'll make you murder somebody. But on purpose? Like, I would murder you for accidentally killing my kid. Accidentally doing something to harm or maim my kid. I'm coming to kill you for that. On purpose? On purpose. Y'all listen. I know that this video if anybody even makes it to this point, I appreciate you. You know, I I mean, there's still more of the story that's going to come out and be developed, I'm sure. I'm not going to report the exact details of it. Like I've stated already, if you want that, you have to go to someone who does that with their time and their life. Just putting out entire reports on somebody's record. I know what the allegations are. You know what they are. And if you don't, it's so easy to find right now because it's the talk right now. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's giving their opinions. But I do want to hear more of the conversation be steered towards us protecting our children. I think that's important. I think it matters as to the mental health of our future mothers. You know what I'm saying? If you can look at it like that, our future mothers. These little girls right now are our future mothers. And we gotta give them something they can believe in. We can't make excuses for this behavior. We also can't allow ourselves to allow our image to become propagandized. We are already seen as the number one criminal on the planet. And I know this will be something that they will use to start trying to tie on black men when they murder them in cold blood. You know, first there was time that what they would do now is they'll tie you to a gang or talk about some weed you done smoked one time before. Show some pictures of you, put your middle fingers up on your Facebook from, last year or some shit, some years back. They'll do all of that. But if they can just start saying, well, because he black, I know he done raped somebody, that ain't gonna be good for us. That ain't gonna be good for us at all. I don't see that it did well for us. But we gotta protect our kids, man. I'm not blaming this mom. I'm not blaming her. I'm not gonna come in and go in on her. She's dealing with enough trauma as it is. What I will say is use this story, this report, use it for a teaching moment to your children. Because you can't do nothing. You can't go, do nothing to this motherfucker right now. I don't know where the fuck he at. He did a live earlier addressing the shit on Instagram or some shit like that, and I watched that shit. But I mean, he can't talk about the case directly. He's making it seem like it's some hater shit. Like, even when he talked to Sinetta, when I heard that conversation they had, he's on some shit like, man, you know what kind of women I get. Like, you see the type of voluptuous, using these words and shit. Like, I ain't no weirdo. I don't do weirdo shit. And you would think, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that that's logical. That's what kills me with some of these motherfuckers that end up in situations where they're raping. It's like, you literally can have any woman you want, but we know that don't matter. We know it don't matter. I don't know if you can even use that anymore because now that's been, exhausted. Now look at him. He can get whatever woman he wants. He don't even have to rape anybody, would he? Only the, weird looking broke motherfuckers, they're the only ones that rape people. Nah, not so much. Suit and tie, briefcase, 6-figure, don't matter. Nigga on Instagram with Bentleys and all this shit, trips and shit all over the place, don't matter. It just doesn't matter. Does not matter. That's the conscious community. Okay? Anybody that will sit there and go from being pro-black to coon, they conscious. They been conscious. Their path was leading to conscious. That's where it was going anyway when they started off. So there was never so-called conscious. Never. Not once. Their path was leading to conscious the whole time. If they're within the so-called conscious community. Y'all just be careful out here in these motherfucking streets. I appreciate y'all for taking the time to hear me out. Again, be mindful of the games that they play, but we also must hold motherfuckers accountable when it comes to abusing our children, abusing our women. Period. We don't allow that shit. That shit's not cool. That's treason. High treason. That's high fucking treason. We gotta stop letting that shit slide within our families. We have to stop letting that shit slide. The damage that that's causing is irreparable. You can't mend that. But that's all I gotta say for right now about this Polight shit. I didn't fuck with him anyway. He was on some coon shit, in my opinion. Now, the caves, man, that's all I need. Okay, motherfucker. You in the caves, alright. Cool. Didn't think you would go there, but black woman is God, but you gonna lay with... Okay, cool. That doesn't even make any sense, sir. Why wouldn't you want to lay with God? Like, what the fuck? Why wouldn't you want to lay with God? That doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm not about to listen to niggas that sit around saying shit like that and then going to lay in the fucking caves. You don't do that. You don't leave the sun and go into darkness on purpose, like in the caves. That don't make no sense. But your comment if you feel need to comment. Let me know what y'all thinking about this shit. Again, these charges are not the charge. The charges aren't allegedly. What he's done, what he's been charged with, is alleged. Okay? It's alleged. And the details will come out. But we know this shit's happening. And it needs to be dealt with. Protect our children. Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. And we can see all sides of this shit. And we must deal with all sides of this shit. Mad love. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.